Hello and welcome to UPSC Preparation Simplified. Today we are going to interact with Mr. Mayank Sharma, who is a teacher of geography. He has years of experience in training people for UPSC examination. Now we'll be talking about various aspects of prelims and mains, so follow this video. So sir, welcome on board, and we are very happy that you are here to guide the students in terms of geography preparation for prelims and mains both.
Thank you.
So sir, you must have seen the paper this year.
Yeah,
This-
obviously.
So this paper was actually a reflection of what has happened in the past as well. So in terms of trend analysis, what kind of interpretation we can make about this particular paper?
See, geography paper trend when we talk about, so there are certain specific areas which are being asked on year by year basis. Let's say, for example, agriculture is the unit which UPSC is highly interested in asking because lots of issues are going on with the Indian agriculture at the ground level, including in the current affairs. So every year, multiple type of questions are coming up from agriculture. Sometimes these questions are based on current affairs, as has happened last year. But this year UPSC has asked just a basic or conceptual area related to agriculture in the question paper. And apart from that, every year you will get certain map entries also, particularly the locations which fare up in the current affairs, be it the Indian scenario or the Indian territory, or be it the some important locations which fare up for the world also. So what UPSC do that if the location has fared up, let's say in current affairs due to one or another reason, it can be political reason also, it can be, let's say, some geographical reason also, it doesn't matter. They simply pick up that location sometimes and give it in the form of a map based entry question in the prelims paper as well. So what I can see this year in the prelims paper that map entries are somehow related to current affairs, but the other segments which they have asked from geography subject, they are more or less static. So that's UPSC keep a mix or balance every year, that some portion will be based on current affairs and some based on static as well.
Now, if we look into the trend aspect, we can easily understand that geography has maintained the level of questions every single year. So what is the right way or the most efficient way to prepare geography? Because geography is something which you can prepare and you can get maximum marks in that particular section.
See, when I suggest students to prepare for this subject, then I always tell them to start with the Oxford Student Atlas or Blackstone Atlas for the map entries. The usual mistake which students commit is that they start reading the subjective content in the starting and they are not aware of the locations worldwide and in India too, and that way they find it a bit difficult. So I suggest students that why not to complete all the map entries in the starting only, so that you can have an idea that which part of the world you are reading exactly and what sort of physical features or up to so on are present over there. That will be the starting stage, the map entries. And afterwards, I suggest student that now you can start with the basic book which is referred to as NCERT. So sometimes students ask me this thing that, okay, sir, do we read NCERT or not? I say that you should read NCERT because not only from the perspective of getting the basic conceptual information, but also sometimes UPSC asks the direct straightforward questions from NCERT also. We have seen this year that a question has been asked on the availability of water resources in different parts of the world, directly coming from the NCERT book itself. So NCERT is useful because of these two reasons: to prepare the basics a little bit, and apart from that, we can solve some prelims based questions. I am saying prelims based questions, not the mains one, sometimes directly from NCERT as well. And afterwards, we should go for the other high end areas, which can be the standard books or the study material which we are also providing to the students as well. That should be the approach in my opinion.
Wonderful. Sir, when we talk about geography, geography is actually a mix of concepts plus facts and figures, and there is a lot of cramming involved as well in this topic as well. So what a student should normally do? Should they focus more on cramming or should they focus more on understanding the concepts?
See, when I see this subject to the core, if you have understood a concept, then in my opinion, it is not very difficult to write down this concept in your own words. One thing. So if you understand the concept, then you can jot it down in your own words, then cramming is not needed. But yes, to a certain extent, some of the facts have to be remembered. The best way to remember these facts is writing it down multiple times.
Okay.
Without looking into the notes or booklet or so. You just read it for once, close it down, write it down 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and definitely your mind will process that information and you will be able to recall these facts in the examination also. And relating to current affairs, so obviously we have a very good source here, the Hindu paper, and we are running DNS program also. If you go through this DNS program or you read the Hindu paper directly, then at least you can fetch certain topics which can be asked possibly in the subsequent examination. That's what UPSC do. They will never ask you that uh, what has happened in the current scenario, where it has happened, how it has happened. What they will do that, let us suppose a tropical cyclone has come up, Gulab, recently. So now tropical cyclone will become a hot topic for UPSC to frame the questions on that. This is how we have to read the current affairs a little bit from the geography perspective. And it is also in demand because you cannot forget that. Obviously, you'll be preparing every topic in detail, but at least you will have some added advantage if you know that what topics are going to be asked next year.
Yes, of course. Now, when we look into the syllabus of geography, because geography syllabus is going to be the key in terms of what to study and what not to study, there is a very small line which is mentioned in the prelim syllabus, that is Geography of India and the World. Now, this, to my mind, looks little vague. So, what is the right way to interpret the syllabus and the scope of the subject from the perspective of geography?
See, there are various dimensions are covered in geography subject. This word which is mentioned, geography of the world, exactly when we read it, they are asking you to read the physical features or the physical segment of geography from the conceptual perspective. For this reason, we usually divide the subject of geography from the worldwide perspective in three different domains, which is geomorphology, oceanography, and climatology. And when we talk about geography of India, so we are not just supposed to read the physical part of Indian geography, but some other aspects also, which is Indian agriculture is there, industry unit also we have to read, disaster management also is somehow part of it, and then afterwards we have to read the soils part also. Many different aspects we have to cover related to India. So that's how the division of the syllabus is. When we focus on the worldwide perspective, only the conceptual area. When we focus on the Indian perspective, not only the concepts but the application part also.
Now, when we understand the syllabus and move forward, now this is a question which must have bothered hundreds of students. When we look into, say, the syllabus of prelims and mains, how advisable is to limit ourselves to NCERT only?
See, NCERT will be very, very helpful in my opinion for the prelims examination.
Okay.
Directly, when we talk about some questions, as I have already mentioned, can be asked and have been asked this year also directly from NCERT. One question has come up in the previous years also, it has happened. And NCERT will build a minor base for you, which will be very, very helpful in proceeding further with the core areas of this particular subject. So I suggest students that why you are skipping NCERT? If we have kept NCERT in the school syllabus here for the kids, it means that we are building a base. So we should focus on NCERT first, and then afterwards we can move to the other literature to gain more, you can say, command over the subject. That's what I say.
One more thing I want to ask actually is there is an NCERT of social studies of 6th, 7th, 8th as well, which talks about regional geography. So do you think it is advisable to cover that as well?
In my opinion, it is not that much.
Okay.
Just a very few, select few topics are required, which can be read from the other sources also, but majorly we require the NCERT of the 11th and 12th standard. And that is more than suffice in my opinion, if you read it.
Wonderful. Well, now if I move further and let's try to understand one more aspect, that current affairs is a very important aspect of our learning and understanding. And geography appears to be much more static in nature. So does current affair has any kind of impact on geography as well?
Obviously.
And what is the right way to approach it?
You read the current affairs. Let us suppose that a water dispute is going on right now. This Ken water dispute is going on, Ken River water dispute between Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. So we have to prepare Ken River. They may ask you this entry in the prelims examination. They will not ask you that the dispute is going on in between which states. The right approach, in my opinion, for the current affairs in geography is to look into the newspapers and other current affair resource, that what topics of geography has surfaced in the current affairs.
Of course.
And prepare the basics or static area behind it in order to solve the question successfully both in prelims and the mains examination. That's what the approach in my.
So current affairs has to be covered in the geography
yes,
aspect as well.
Yes, definitely.
And we have seen a lot of cyclones when we talk about, they have been talked about, even ideas and theories about monsoon, El Nina, La Nina, everything else if I talk about. They have been there in the prelims and mains both. And this actually reflects that current affairs is very important.
Yes, obviously, in my opinion, if I see the weightage of the current affairs in this subject, somewhere roughly comes out to be 50 to 60% of the weightage of the questions which are being asked in the prelims and the mains examination are somehow linked with the current affairs. 50 to 60% of the questions.
That's a significant chunk.
Yes, obviously. That's why we have to read lots of current affairs as well.
Now, the question that we are moving towards, you and I joined Rouse almost at the same time, and we have been here for quite some period. So, tell our audience how Rouse IS teaches geography and which inspires so much of confidence in our students.
When I give study material to the students, so it will be in varied form. So in the initial part of the lecture program, we distribute NCRTs which are useful, and we tell the students that these are the topics which have to be covered from NCRT specifically, and we help them out to do it so also. So basic part is done, and while conducting the lecture program, we make sure that we start also from the scratch. We never consider this fact that okay, student has already covered NCRT and is sitting in the lecture program. We always start from the scratch and take it to the high end level which is required for the prelims and the mains examination. That's what we deliver one thing. Apart from that, in my opinion, instead of running here and there and collecting multiple resources for the current affairs, why not to go through DNS, read Compass magazine, Focus magazine? It is more than sufficient in my opinion for any type of current affair being asked in geography as a subject for prelims and mains examination, and this is what we do in Rouse IS for the students.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for inputs. I think these inputs will help the students to clear their doubts in the field of geography. So all those who are there in the audience, they should understand that it is very easy to cover geography as well. You have to have right strategy, right approach, limited resources, and this is what Mr. Mayank Sharma tells you in this particular format. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned. We'll come up with more videos.